Imperial says Virgo needs to do a FOIA on A for V and driver's license. She's an idiot. I don't think that's going to happen, but I'm going to talk about that stuff in just a minute because you know what? I really think she's a liar. I'm just a flat out liar. Just a flat out liar. And that negative energy is going to come back to haunt her.
Good morning, everyone. Virgo Triad here. It is April 12th, 2019, and I hope everybody had a wonderful week. Happy Friday to everyone. Well, what do you guys think? Is that negative energy I've been putting out there telling all you people about scams coming back to haunt me? Seems to me it might be coming back to haunt April. I'd like to direct your attention to the video that I did day before yesterday on the person who put up this information in text messaging, where April LaJune talked about her paralegal named William Risby. If you take a look right here, you will see that April says you can investigate my YouTube if you want, and my website. You want the paralegal's number? You can talk directly to him. William Risby, right on LinkedIn. Well, I looked up William Risby on LinkedIn because I'm good at doing things like that, and William Risby, I noticed some weird things about him. Number one, he's out of Dallas, Texas. I just happened to have a few friends up there. I decided to ask them if they'd do some research for me. And they came back with some real interesting stuff that William actually confirms himself in this LinkedIn. The first thing that I noticed about William M. Risby is that he has a copyright next to his name that claims a holder in due course contract paralegal and property management. I knew that there was no way that Mr. Risby could be a real paralegal because, you see, my researcher is married to a copyright attorney. And we know for a fact that you cannot copyright your name. You can only trademark your name. See, a copyright is used for intellectual property, such as videos and books. A trademark is what's used for names. But yet William M. Risby, supposed contract paralegal, has a copyright by his name. So I started researching a little bit further, and I took a look at the summary in LinkedIn. And I noticed that after his brag of 20-plus years in a multi-line insurance sales, marketing and claims, therapy and rehabilitation center management, all of a sudden there's this statement in here. After receiving a quote-unquote false conviction done by numerous due process violations, he starts to name off a whole bunch of court cases. He also claims to be a holder in due course a secured party creditor. And in reality, I know, along with every other person that does research for the Virgo Triad channel, that secured party creditor simply means you lent someone some money and you are actually holding a UCC1 lien against collateral until that loan is paid off. It means nothing else. And as a result of that, I said, wow, definitely this person has no real legal history. So I contacted my friends in Dallas, and I said, hey, tell me where I go to research William M. Risby, and determine if he is registered to practice as a paralegal in the state of Texas. Turns out you can research right online. You can research at Texas Board of Legal Specialization. in the directory area, and you can search by specific area, first, last name, firm or organization, the city, the zip, and the county. Let's do that now, shall we? So as you can see, I've got William Risby. We don't have a firm name, which is a little fishy in itself, being that you really need to be working under the direction of an attorney in the state of Texas to be considered a paralegal, and you need to definitely be board certified. I'm going to put the city of Dallas. And since contract law is not a specific specialty that is dealt with from a paralegal standpoint, I'm going to leave that blank. You'll notice that if we use the drop down, we've got bankruptcy, criminal, family, oil and gas, personal injury, civil trial, estate planning, and real estate law. There is nothing for contract law. Let's go ahead and run that search. It's not looking too good, folks. Paralegal search results come up as 0 under William Risby. But I wanted to make absolutely sure, as everyone else can do too, if you so choose to, especially if you've contracted with April LaJune. I've gone over to the Contact Us page, and I looked up an 855 number, which is a toll-free number, and I have actually contacted them. William Risby does not have a board certification as a paralegal in the state of Texas. And as a matter of fact, I was told by the Texas Board of Legal Specialization that I really needed to fill out the following form. And they directed me to this website, and it is called the Texas UPL Committee. The Texas UPL Committee deals with unauthorized practice of law in the state of Texas. The UPLC is appointed by the Supreme Court of Texas. It prevents the unauthorized practice of law within the state, and it protects the practice of law by persons who are not authorized to do so, that frequently results in a loss of money, property, and liberty. There's a complaint form that you can go to over here, and I will be listing this in the description of the video so that everyone who needs this information is able to fill out the complaint form and forward this in. This will actually affect many people as time goes on. They are located in Austin, Texas, and they are very, very serious. The unauthorized practice of law can bring several felonies to people who claim to be what William Risby is claiming to be. Because what William Risby is claiming he can do in this quote-unquote contract law is something that within April LaJune packages is highly illegal in a lot of different areas. Now, for those of you that have not understood up to this point, or for those of you that actually have not seen the specific video that I did 2 days ago, April LaJune is using William Risby as her quote-unquote paralegal. Ever since April has met Mr. Risby, her packages have gone from $450 to $995. Can anybody guess why that might be? For those of you that don't know, April LaJune is selling packages that she calls TDA packages. And although she's gotten scared and removed those packages off of her TDA.org website, she is still pumping those packages to people on her new platform since she got taken down off of YouTube and was placed on restriction at the end of March. She's not allowed back on the YouTube platform until June 30th, but what she's doing now is she's sitting on a new platform and she's sticking in the TDA information packages that she will sell to people for $1,000 a pop in the middle of her broadcasts in hopes that the authorities won't actually be able to locate where she's selling them. But by the way, April, that is too late. They've already got all of your videos that are previous videos. They already are aware that you are selling false packages. Packages full of bogus bullshit. Well, I thought, okay, I need to just let people know. I need to let people know that the very paralegal that April is using is a con artist also. But then it got worse. It got a lot worse. Another couple of people that were doing some research in addition to this started locating things like this article that states a federal jury deliberated for only 3 hours before convicting William Risby, a roofing contractor, last Friday on 64 DISD-related counts that included charges of kickbacks, embezzlement, and conspiracy to defraud the school district of more than $385,000 for roofing repairs that were never performed. Let me repeat that to everyone. A federal jury deliberated for only 3 hours before convicting William Risby, a roofing contractor, last Friday on 64 DISD-related counts that included charges of kickbacks, embezzlement, and conspiracy to defraud the school district of more than $385,000. I will list all of the court cases in the description of this video. I'm not going to go through them all because the bottom line is William Risby is a sovereign citizen. He likes to file bogus paperwork, and as such, he filed so many pieces of bogus paperwork in an attempt to try to defend himself, and failing, by the way, that he is now no longer allowed to file any cases within the court, within the district that he is located in. So, in other words, the court ruled that he filed so many frivolous pieces of paper that he's no longer even allowed to file documentation anymore. And all of this information will be linked in the description so you can view it all for yourself. Just document after document of crap. None of it worked, although he claims that it did, because if you look over on his little LinkedIn page, you will notice that he claims, after receiving a false conviction done by numerous due process violations and intentional court fraud in the Federal Northern District Court of Dallas, which is, by the way, where he's not allowed to file another piece of paperwork, Mr. Risby studied law to become a paralegal. That's a big lie, as we know. In the year 2002 to clear his name, in the system as Supreme Court Order number 049060, April 18th, 2005, and it goes on, and it gives you pretty much all of the cases, except for the important ones. You know, the ones where it shows that he was convicted and sentenced to 20 years in prison. Here's another good one, folks. He turned around, got out, and committed more fraud and was indicted on mail fraud. April LaJune cannot keep herself out of trouble. She just can't do it. She continues to hang out with con artists and criminals. And it's only a matter of time before she'll find herself sitting behind gray bars, just like they all have. Every single thing that April LaJune does involves some kind of scam, some kind of enterprise of criminals, some kind of financial scheme that is set up to hurt people, that is set up to financially rob people of their hard-earned money. I mean, for God's sakes, she's all over the internet. All over the internet. Right-wing radio host running a second scam on the side in Esquire magazine. Durango Herald, business owner accused of defrauding customers. I mean, come on, folks. These are big operations. They don't sit and bullshit. They don't go as far as to write in their newspapers that someone's being accused by their own customer base of defrauding them and their own employees, as the Durango Herald has stated, without there being repercussions. They just don't do it. The Herald is a big newspaper. Let's talk about Colorado polls. Colorado polls. You see, this is why this is a big deal. Because April LaJune is not just a conservative political commentator, which is, by the way, that's how she self-identifies. Nobody else identifies her that way. That's how she self-identifies. But she also was somebody who was part of the La Plata County group that dealt in the Trump campaign. So Colorado Polls has to get involved and address the fact that she's in Durango and she is exposed as a scam artist. It's amazing to me that the people that follow her will actually come on my channel and scream bloody murder at me. That somehow I and I alone am obsessed with following April LaJune and making her look bad. No, I don't have to do that. You see, April LaJune makes herself look bad. Makes herself look bad. In ways only April could come up with. To out yourself in this way by using a paralegal that is not only not really a paralegal, but also a 20-year plus felon, double felon, and then being arrogant enough to tell somebody who has outed you and your exposure to tell that person to call William Risby from LinkedIn. Call him and he'll tell you how legitimate I am. When this paralegal is not even legitimate himself. He's not even a paralegal. If you have contracted with April LaJune, please do yourself a favor and contact me at VirgoTriad@protonmail.com. And I will forward the links to you that you need in order to submit documentation to the Attorney General, the FBI, the IRS, and the Federal Trade Commission, along with IC3. Join the rest of the hundreds of individuals that have figured out that she scammed them and stole their money. April LaJune has stolen hundreds of thousands of dollars from people. I'd be willing to bet she's probably over the 500,000 mark by now, which is exactly where Winston Shroud was when they indicted him. If you're following April LaJune and you have not sent her that money order yet, let's, by the way, talk about that. You know, legitimate companies don't require you to send money orders to them because they're not secure. Legitimate companies have a PayPal account, which, by the way, when PayPal found out it was fraudulent what April was doing, they made her account disappear. She doesn't get to use PayPal anymore. Her merchant account. If you listen to Thomas Reinhardt's interview that's on my channel, which is the person that used to work for her, one of the people that used to work for her that came out against her, you will hear that she had a merchant account, and that merchant account is no more. She abuses and uses everything she gets her hands on. So it ends up going away rather quickly. Now people are sending in money orders. Why would you send $1,000 to someone who has this kind of reputation? People are coming out left and right. She's hiding more and more. April, it seems to me that negative energy is coming back to bite you. I hope everybody has a great weekend. I'll see you next week. Bye-bye.